to talk about a film that is playing in theaters now that may not be on your radar. It's a film called Champions. It stars Woody Harrelson as an assistant coach for an NBA team in the minor leagues. He's working his way up with a dream to join the NBA in any coaching capacity possible. He has kind of a bad night, goes out drinking, and ends up hitting a cop car, gets a DUI, and his sentence involves him coaching a basketball team with people with mental disabilities. That is, kids who have Down syndrome and mental disabilities. He is forced to coach that team. Champions is kind of a classic genre of like a sports movie with, you know, a downtrodden team. It's very much in the vein of like a Bad News Bears. And it's a kind of movie you don't see really being made much anymore. It's made by one of the Farrelly brothers. I forget which one.
Is it Peter?
Might have been Peter. And of course, the second time, Woody Harrelson was also in Kingpin. So they worked together before. And it's everything you kind of want in a sports movie. They're underdogs. They're going for the championship. Will they make it? And interestingly, the entire cast of, you know, these young kids with mental disabilities are all played by people with mental disabilities. So in terms of authenticity, this movie's got it. I have to confess that I have a stepbrother who has Down syndrome. And, I what I like about this film is I feel it very accurately portrays the people who have Down syndrome. They're not completely, they're not the way that they've been portrayed in movies previous. I feel like they're, and I like the fact that it's authentically cast and that you get to know all of these characters. Woody Harrelson's, his sort of fatal character flaw is that he just doesn't even care about the real lives of the team he's coaching. It doesn't matter to him. All he cares about is strategy. And what he learns, the lesson he learns as he goes through this journey is that you have to form a personal relationship with your players in order to help them become the best version of themselves. There's a, God, I forget the actress's name, but why am I spacing on her name?
Caitlin Olsen.
What's that?
Caitlin Olsen.
She plays Dee from It's Always Sunny in Philadelphia.
Yeah, Caitlin Olsen.
She is so good in this movie. She has a sort of a fling with Woody Harrelson's character, which is great. And then oh my God, she is so good in this film. And like their kind of like contentious relationship is hilarious. The other thing is that Woody Harrelson's kind of a loser. He's a complete loser in this movie. He's down on his luck. He's kind of an asshole. He's not super likable. He becomes more likable through coaching these kids, and all the kids have like and they're not all like, they don't all have disabilities that involve Down syndrome. I saw this movie last weekend, just in the afternoon. The screening was packed. I was really surprised, actually. The screening was packed full. I was laughing my ass off the whole time. It's got that kind of tone of like the Bad News Bears. I'm talking about the first Bad News Bears movie in the 70s with Walter Matthau, not the Billy Bob Thornton remake. It's got that vibe. And it's also has sort of a 70s movie realism. It's not all based on like cell phones and this or whatever. It's got a realness to it. It's very heartfelt. And it's, there's a little bit of humor that's raunchy, especially when it comes to the relationship between Woody Harrelson and Caitlin Olsen's character. They have this sort of contentious relationship. So, but I loved this film. I walked out of it like, that's just a solid, good movie. Heartfelt, fun sports movies. And sports movies, there's a lot of things that kind of go where I didn't expect it to go, which is great. And sports movies, what I love about sports movies is you kind of know what's going to happen. You either win or you lose. Sometimes you win, sometimes you lose. Sometimes when you lose, you win respect, like Rocky did in the first Rocky. It wasn't about beating Apollo Creed for him. It was about winning respect. And I'm not gonna give away what the ending is for this, but it has what all those great sports movies have. There's another really good, and it kind of reminded me of a movie. You probably not heard of this. You probably not heard of this film because it's from the 70s. But it's a film about a bicycle race called Breaking Away from 1969.
That's one of my favorite movies.
One of my favorite movies. Dennis Quaid, Daniel Stern, Jackie Earl Haley, Dennis Christopher. I saw that movie probably 10 times in the theater when I was a kid. It played for like a year at like the Dollar Theater. That movie, Breaking Away, the sweet nature of it is so good. Like it had vibes of that. And there's also like,
and the sports in it too is great.
And he has like this cat named Fellini, right? Like it's so funny. Breaking Away, but I was getting sort of Breaking Away vibes because of the sense of realism that's in Champions, and also there's one of the Down syndrome kids characters. Her name is Constantino, and they're like, "Ooh, Constantino!" She's like this badass. It is so funny the way that they play with her. That her character, she kind of schools everybody. I just loved it. She was awesome. So. There was one thing that kind of bugged me about the movie that I thought it was like a little sort of like I didn't buy it, but it has nothing to do with the sports. But Champions kind of gave me that Breaking Away, like, why is this movie so fun? What does it remind me of? And it reminds me of Breaking Away, that like, go for your dream, underdogs will never get respect, we're going to be teased and made fun of. And I just thought it was awesome. So I cannot recommend Champions enough. It has that, and as I'm watching it, I'm like, they don't even make movies like this anymore. They don't even make movies. There's nothing about it that's particularly woke at all. Woody Harrelson as this character Marcus goes through, like, he has a character flaw, which not only a character flaw as a person, but as a coach. And through coaching these kids, he is able to work on himself and the kids. And there's there's some other really good payoffs in the film with characters that I thought was great. And these kids are just so charming. You would think it would be cringe. It is not. It is not in the least. So I really love it. If you love sports movies, you have to go check out Champions.